guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at how I do the rear foot elevated split squat with a heel raise. And as always, you should only be performing exercises that you see on the internet if you've been cleared by a medical professional to do so. You should stop doing them if they cause any pain, numbness, tingling, or burning, as those are abnormal reactions to exercise, and you should stop and talk to a medical professional. Now, here's how I do the rear foot elevated split squat with a heel raise. I start with an elevated surface. A lot of people like to use foam blocks, or they like to use the jump boxes at CrossFit gyms and things like that. Here in this gym, this is really only the tool that I have, so I'm going to use the bench. Now, like the previous video, the rear foot elevated split squat, I like to get into the lunge position. I'm going to reach back with my leg. I'm going to find that bench. I'm going to stand up nice and tall. I'm going to drive my knee straight down to the ground. I'm trying not to come forward or backward. I'm not letting my knee go too far with my toes. I'm just going up and down, but then I'm going to add the heel raise. I go all the way back up, all the way down, add the heel raise, all the way up, all the way down, add a heel raise. Now, the muscles that I'm working are, of course, the quad. I can feel that. The glutes, both the side glute and the glute max. I'm having my hip extension. I'm using my lateral glute med, to make sure that I'm not externally and internally rotating. It's trying to fire to keep my knee in its position going straight up. It's trying to keep me from doing this or that. Piriformis is also in the mix, trying to contribute to that motion, making sure that I'm stable. And now we've added in the plantar flexors, which is the gastrocs and the soleus. Gastrocs, in case you don't know, are the ones that kind of come across the knee joint. I mean, they don't kind of, they do. So they help a little bit with the bending of the knee, and they also help with pushing the toes. But if you ever do those seated raises, like this with the dumbbells, you're really working the soleus a bit more than the gastrocs, because the soleus only crosses down here in the ankle joint. It does not come up and into the knee versus the gastrocs do, which is why with the gastrocs you have a little bit of soreness whenever you're doing knee flexion as opposed to plantar flexion. Now, that's all the muscles that I'm working. This adds in that heel raise element. Now you've noticed that I haven't talked about dosage. And that's because dosage is a very complex topic to cover in a short video like this, but the long story of it is this. When it comes to this, I tend to do 3 sets of 8, just like I would do with the rear foot elevated split squat. Weight becomes a complex issue because there's multiple ways for me to get out of this exercise what I'm wanting. If my goal for me personally is to strengthen, you betcha I'm going to go over there and pick up some dumbbells or some kettlebells, and I'm going to do this loaded. If my goal is injury prevention, for example, if I know I'm recovering from some sort of tendon issue, I'm going to probably do this body weight, and I'm going to add a hold. So what that would look like, so I would be here, whoop, come straight down, up on the toes, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop it, and then come right back up. And I would add that to my dosage of 3 sets of 8. Why am I adding that time component? Because tendons, when you have a tendonitis, are clinically shown to respond better to sub-maximal load over time. They don't like to be worked like concentrically, they like to be worked eccentrically. So with this is not necessarily one, like some of the previous videos, that are a diagnostic tool where I can sense one way or the other if I'm having tendonitis or if I'm having muscle weakness. No, I'm going to know if I have muscle weakness. I'm not going to be able to do this exercise well if I have a lot of weakness. I'm going to feel where that is, my quads, my glutes, my calves. It's not good. That's different. I'm definitely know what muscles are, but I'm not going to be able to necessarily tell from one exercise in this case if I need to be doing those holds. But I know from my personal experience, and a lot of runners, for example, know from their experience when they're starting to get that tendonitis versus it's just a muscle ache. And so for me, when I feel that, I dose that time component into the exercise in order to sub-maximally load my muscles and my tendons. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep your eyes out for future videos on this idea of sub-maximum loading techniques. Maybe I'll do an article review where we'll talk about that more a little bit in depth, because I know it's probably piqued your interest. Shout out to my patrons. You guys are amazing. You guys help make this all possible. You help make the website possible. If you guys haven't seen the website, please check it out. Down in the description is where you can find the link. Now everybody stay healthy, stay fit, and stay awesome. And I will catch you all in the next video.